welcome back to my channel. So I wanted to start this new series on my channel called Throwback Thursdays. You guys probably already know social media. There is Throwback Thursdays on Instagram, everywhere on Facebook, all that great stuff. So I thought let's do Throwback Thursday on YouTube videos, and what that means is that I'm gonna bring you a tutorial of older product, because I know that social media is hard to follow up, especially in the beauty industry, that there are new products innovating and there's new products coming out almost basically every single day, right? And not all of us are balling like that where we can just go out and buy that new thing and be good, and I'm just like within 2 days later another new item comes out, another hot item, so you're like, I can't keep up. And you look at yourself and your collection, you're like, holy crap, when did I get so much stuff? So for this New Year's resolution, I'm gonna stick with something that I can actually do, that I know I will stick with, like my lipstick one. I'm going to do Throwback Thursday, where every so often, every single like other Thursday or so, I'll upload a video tutorial using older products, like past collections and whatnot, old palettes, eyeshadows, rather it be a blush, contour palette, whatever it may be. I'm gonna use that as the focus of the video and show you guys what look I come up with, just because you may still have these palettes in your collection and you're like, I don't use it anymore, what I do with this, because no other gurus talk about it anymore and they're all about what's in right now and what's hot coming out, and you just keep buying and buying. You're like, what am I gonna do with all these stuff? I hope you guys enjoyed this series, and please thumbs up if you guys like the idea, and comment below, let me know if there's particular item maybe I have in my collection already. If not, I'll try to get a hold of it, but most likely it won't be possible, but I'll try my best to imitate those colors of a certain collection, maybe even. Let me know, and let's get right into it. Alright, so today's Throwback Thursday item will be the Urban Decay Gwen Stefani. This is the eyeshadow palette, not the blush one, and I have this and I haven't touched it in so long. I thought I'd do another tutorial with this, just because I know people have this and you know, you want to utilize it, right? That's what we're gonna do today. I'm gonna start off with an eyeshadow primer, like usual, I always do, using the handy NYX milk pencil. I haven't used this in ages and I still have it. I just sharpened the fresh, so it's still nice and creamy. I'm putting very little because it is a white base and I don't want it to be too white. So the color I'm gonna pick up is Blonde, which is the upper corner color here, the base color. We're just gonna set that eye primer in place like I usually do, so there will be no skipping happening when you do apply any darker shades. Taking my MAC 224 brush, I am gonna pick up the color in Punk. This is like a plumish color, and I'm going to do probably a smoky eye because I haven't done one in a while. So I'm gonna apply this as a base color on the eyelid, and I'm using a fluffy brush first just so I can impact the color I want without it having to be too heavy. Just make sure you get your lash line as close as possible. Now take a clean Kleenex, rub off the excess color. Now you're gonna buff it higher for your outer crease, just so it has no lines. Now with a smaller brush, I am taking this MAC 213, it's a flat shader, and I'm picking up the color in Harajuku. So I'm gonna apply this all over the lid area, just in the center. Now we're gonna go back to that Punk shade and you're gonna deepen corners. And then you're gonna fluff around. We are going to do the same to the lower lash line. I'm taking my brush in Morphe M562, a little tiny little brush, so you can get exactly where we want this. So taking the same shade in Punk, I'm gonna run this on the lower lash line, avoiding the middle because we're gonna apply that Harajuku shade again. I want to blend the Harajuku shade with that Punk. Now I'm going to wipe down that 224 brush, and then we are going to pick up the shade in Anaheim, ashy cool tone gray. And what we're going to do with this is buff all around the outer perimeter of Punk, which is that deeper purple. So I'm going to start from the outer corner on the outside lightly. And you want this to be a gradient fade once again. Run the lower lash line. Once again, if it helps, move your head instead. Because this color is so light in contact, I can do this at this step versus putting this color first before we did the first purple, because it's very forgiving. So that just softens everything and ties it together. Now for highlights for the brow bone, I want something really shiny. So I'm going to take this number 15 small eyeshadow brush by Sephora collection. The color in Pop. Pop is like a very pinky tone, rose champagne-y color. I'm gonna apply this right at the brow bone where the highest peak of my brow is. Here. I'm not gonna bring it all the way in, just right there so it looks a little bit frosty. Because I want it to look like my brow bone is really popping forward. So this is bringing it forward. Last steps before you apply any lashes, mascara. You can put eyeliner. I'm not going to. As you guys know, I'm not a big fan of eyeliner anymore. I only wear it when I feel like my eyes are really puffy and I need something to cover that up. So that's why I wear it. I'm not gonna wear that. I am gonna wear falsies though. I'm gonna wear the same falsies I wore the other time. Number 14. I got from eBay, so I will link them below. Lashes are on, mascara is on. Time for complexion. I'm gonna take my Cover FX Anti-Acne Primer. This is the mattifying primer. I'll take a little bit to my pore area. I'm going to take this little mini size of the Hourglass foundation stick. This is in shade beige, the Vanishing Stick. Beige is like more of my summer shade. It is a little bit tan for me because I'm that pale. I'm going to use it anyway because it's the only shade I have. I'm only going to apply it to majority of my face. And if you guys have something that's like too dark for you as well, this is a good trick, is to apply concealer to balance it out. So I'm gonna take my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer in shade Light Neutral, which is my skin tone shade practically. So what I like to do is take my beauty blender, blend out the lighter shade first, which is the concealer. And just roughly blend. You don't need to blend it so perfectly because we still gotta blend out the foundation anyway. Now I'm taking my Real Technique sponge to blend out the darker shade. I don't like to blend the two because I tend to do this a lot with darker shade foundation or anything of the sort, so I don't want to like mess it up by having dark shade on my sponges. So I have one for each one. Maybe it's an OCD thing, I don't know, but I always do that. Go back with the light sponge. Kind of like contouring in a way, but it's like foundation contouring. Now I like to set with the powder. So I've been really digging the MACxPatrickstarrr powder. This is the MAC collab with him and it's amazing. Don't forget to set the rest of your face with the powder that you prefer. And then go ahead and wipe off your bakeage. If you tend to be drier skin, you don't have to bake at all. Just a light dust of the powder will do. But because I am combo oily, I like to bake a little bit. Alright, I'm taking this Give Me Sun by MAC bronzer. Haven't used this in a minute as well. And since it is Throwback Thursday, why not? And I'm using the dual ended brush from Bare Minerals. This one's the full tapered shadow and blush brush. And this thing I can never hit pan. This is the old packaging, you guys. Like, there's so much product in here, which is amazing for its price. I think it's like 38 or 34, give or take. But that's not bad for the amount you get, which is 10 grams. It's not bad, man, for a bronzer. Especially if you're a bronzer girl, this would be perfect for you. It's a lot of product. But if you are cool toned, this might not work out for you because it's a little warm. Since I'm in between, I'm more of a neutral, I can like make it work. Now blush, I am going to grab, this is MAC Stay By Me, and it is a pro longwear blush. So once again, it's no longer with MAC because they got rid of their entire line of pro blushes. So if you guys come across any pro ones, grab them just because they are hella long lasting on the face. And like I said, this is perfect for this video because we are doing Throwback Thursday, so I want to use items that you may have or limited edition, or you just don't know what to do with it and you still have it and it's been a long time. I like a lot of blush. You don't have to put so much. If you guys know me, I'm a very clumsy person, so I drop everything. Let's see, what's an old highlighter that people don't use anymore? Let's check it out. How about this? This is an oldie but goodie. I love this stuff. This is a Too Faced Candlelight Glow highlighting powder duo. Love this as a highlight. Got this many years ago and still I have not hit pan at all, because if you guys are like me, you stocked up on hella different collections of things and you're just like, I don't know what to do with them and I don't wear them anymore, so it's time to bust out those dusty things and use them. Using my handy favorite brush by Morphe M501 for highlight like usual. I'm just blending the two colors and we are highlighting. I miss the highlighting days where it's just kind of like a light sheen like this without looking like you're wet. I mean, the wet look is good enough for like certain occasions, like how I did the Get Ready With Me for New Year's. That's also the same like similar look I did for my Cascade semi-rave occasion. That's okay to look like bomb glowy, but I feel like every day shouldn't be too glowy. Okay, that's enough glow for this look. Now we're gonna blend everything in like usual, and I'm using my MAC 134 brush. It's like a big powder brush. The top question I always get, like when I'm out and about with my face done, is how do I get my skin to look like skin? So as you guys saw, I only applied the foundation in the areas I would need foundation and concealer in the areas I do want to just conceal, versus I use it everywhere. I see a lot of clients that put on foundation like all over the face, and I have done a lot of client makeup where I feel like they don't need the entire face covered of foundation because it looks so heavy, and they ask like how do you get it to look like skin. The whole point is to cover the areas you need targeted with rather than cover the entire face. Do those areas and then always blend. When you blend though, remember, I know that people always say blend, 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 that's your friend, but at the same time that there's also a thing called over blending, meaning that when you blend way too much, it'll remove the makeup that you had applied. So watch out for that too. Be aware of how much you're blending and how much product you're putting on. Try to start out with the least and then add on if you need to, because that's always the easiest versus you have to remove everything. So remember that. Also, a little bit of highlight don't hurt anyone. It just gives you back that dimension of skin rather than just be completely matte in one dimension. It's obviously not realistic. Once you bring back dimension to your face, it'll look a little bit more like realistic. And then also setting sprays and moisture mist, all that great stuff. I have tons of mist on deck. Like I have it ready whenever I need it, just in case. I have one in my car. I sometimes carry one in my purse, but more so in those little tiny travel little bottles versus bringing the entire thing. Here is a MAC Mineralized spray. This is the charged water. I love this stuff. It gives hydration back to the face. There's also Fix Plus is amazing too. I have that as well. I have the miniature size here that I bought a long time ago. So I tend to apply the charged water first, just a moisture boost, and then lock it in with a little bit of Fix Plus. Doesn't necessarily set the makeup, but it does give it more of a skin finish again. This is just strictly hydration to your skin. And then to set the makeup, the cosmetics you have on your face, use my all-nighter spray always. I personally love the De-Slick more because once again I have oily combo skin. If you have regular skin, normal to dry-ish, this will do too. I believe they have a hydrating one as well. I'm gonna do my Mineralized first, so that the powder and all the highlight powder, anything like that, cream, contour, all that stuff is set together, like meshes well. And then I spray my Fix Plus, and you want to wave at the same time so it actually hits the face and not just floating about you. And once that dries up, go ahead and set your makeup. I know that Urban Decay recommends that you just do an X and a cross, but I personally like that wave of a mist, so I know I got every area that, and you're good to go. And that's basically my first Throwback Thursday. Let's find an old lip. Let's do this color. This is the MAC Selena collection. Pretty sure a lot of you guys have this one. This one is in shade Prohibido, the glaze finish. I personally like to put lipstick first and then lip line, especially if it's a glaze. Glaze tends to be very like creamy and they move a lot when you talk. So I just want to be able to put my lip liner after so I know where to put it. Just gonna take this one, Urban Decay lip liner in Deep. I have to wear a lip liner with lipstick. That is the complete look. I hope you guys enjoy this. And this, you guys, is beautiful because I love purple. My favorite color, as you can tell my hair. And I got this from the Urban Decay, Gwen Stefani palette. I'm sure a lot of you guys might have still and haven't used it anymore. And I love Gwen Stefani, you know? Let's bring it back. Bring back the old stuff and use them. Let's use them up. That should be our new resolution, where we just use up the things we have first. How about that? I really enjoy this palette still, and the pigmentation is amazing. There's like no muddiness. I will see you guys in my next video. Have a wonderful day.